This is how various news outlets carried it. A Nigerian man in Minnesota, United States of America, kidnapped an immigration custom enforcement agent, ICE agent. He thought he was just another immigrant trying to keep his life together. Federal agents saw a suspect. What happened next on a quiet street in Minnesota has now spiraled into a courtroom battle over fear, force, and whose version of events the public believe. Oluwadamilola Ogooluwa Bamigboye, 24, a Nigerian national living in the United States, and his partner, Rekeya Lionesha Lee Frazier, 23, were arrested in Plymouth, Minnesota, after an encounter with Homeland Security investigators, HSI agents, that prosecutors say turned into a dangerous federal standoff. What began as immigration surveillance has now become a criminal case, one framed by government as resisting federal authority and by the defense as a panic-driven misunderstanding. From visa concerns to federal charges, federal filings say HSI agents, or most of all believers, ICE agents, had Bamigboye under watch over allegations that he overstayed a US student visa. On that day of the incident, agents reportedly observed him sitting in an SUV with Frazier in the driver's seat outside his apartment complex. Agents claimed they approached the vehicle, identified themselves with badges, and attempted to question Bamigboye about his immigration status. What happened next is now the core of the legal dispute. The government's version of the story: an agent was put in danger. That's how the government puts it. Prosecutors allege the situation escalated rapidly. Bamigboye allegedly moved to the backseat and urged Frazier, his partner, to drive away. An HSI agent reportedly entered the front passenger seat to stop the vehicle. Frazier continued driving despite commands to stop. The agent later claimed he feared he was being kidnapped or abducted. That's how so many news headlines put it. During the moving encounter, Bamigboye reportedly called 911 while the agent contacted his command post. The agent allegedly displayed the firearm and demanded the car pull over. Other federal agents pursued the SUV with sirens and emergency lights. The drive ended at the New Hope Police Department, where the vehicle was stopped. Bamigboye reportedly ran into a nearby grocery store before being arrested. Frazier was also taken into custody. To prosecutors, this was interference with federal officers and a dangerous obstruction of law enforcement. The defense version: they were afraid, not guilty. Defense attorneys paint a starkly different picture. They argued the couple did not realize the individuals approaching were law enforcement. Agents were in unmarked vehicles, and identification may have been unclear. Video footage and 911 recordings reportedly contradict key government claims. The couple's decision to keep driving was fueled by fear, not criminal intent. That's how the defense lawyer argued. Bamigboye has reportedly said he suffers from PTSD from a prior kidnapping in Nigeria, which may explain his panic response. They also emphasized that the couple drove to a police station, framing it as evidence they were seeking safety, not trying to flee justice. Fear can look like guilt, one legal observer noted, but fear doesn't always equal crime. Public lens versus legal proof. As clips, call logs, and surveillance footage circulate, online opinion is already splitting between those who trust law enforcement's account and those who see racial profiling, immigration pressure, and overreach. But courts don't run on viral narratives. Video can mislead, panic can distort, and authority can be misunderstood. Legal analysts warn the case now hinges on intent, clarity of identification, and whether the couple reasonably believed they were in danger. Where the case stands now as of today, both Bamigboye and Frazier have pleaded not guilty. The case is proceeding in federal court in Minnesota. Prosecutors are pushing forward with charges tied to impeding a federal officer. The judge has allowed both defendants to remain free while the case continues. Fear, authority, and the immigrant reality. To federal authorities, this was a reckless interference with law enforcement. To the defense, it was fear driven reaction by two people who thought they might be in danger. One traffic stop, two narratives, a courtroom waiting to decide whether this was a criminal resistance or a misunderstood moment fueled by panic. We wait for the final verdict. Should Bamigboye and his partner Frazier be convicted, or should they be pardoned because Bamigboye said he had panic attack? He has PTSD because he had been kidnapped in Nigeria before he moved to the USA. When you look at it from your own perspective, you see that the partner who was driving on the order of his husband or his boyfriend, Bamigboye, drove to a police station, and they have a very strong case here. So if they were running away, if they were evading arrest, they should have run elsewhere, but they were driving to the police station. So, the court doesn't run on public opinions. The decisions are made in the law court. And I believe Bamigboye and his partner Frazier must have gotten a strong lawyer who will defend them, who will help them to, get justice. So I would like to know what your opinion is on the comment section. Thank you very much.